Corinne and I attempted to record Encounters 260, which is this episode that you're listening to. Corinne turned to me and said, I love you. And I burst into tears crying and we stopped recording. And then now Corinne was dealing with her own family stuff. So we have some special guests here today, Jerry and Sierra of Ladies and Tangents. This is 3 girls, 1 ghost.
3 girls, 1 ghost.
This is 3 girls, 1 ghost.
This is so exciting.
This is so exciting.
Thank you both for joining.
Or maybe it's still 2 girls and one of us is a ghost.
I'm for sure the ghost because people walk into me all the time. And I told Corinne this, but automatic things don't work for me anymore.
What?
They just don't sense me.
Oh, now that is spooky.
So I'm the ghost.
How do animals react around you?
Oh.
Love me.
Okay.
And children.
So you're not a scary ghost at least.
When you
No.
were up on their ceilings, did children watch you or?
Honestly, okay, if I were a real ghost, I would for sure be a scary ghost because I want to be a scary ghost.
Yeah, I get that.
I wonder if I'd want to be scary or if I'd want to be pranky.
But isn't scaring people kind of pranky?
Maybe. Well, I mean, I feel like if I was intentionally trying to scare someone, I wouldn't be doing it from a comedy place. But if I'm being pranky, I would be doing it from a comedy place. But regardless, they would be scared.
The end result would be the same.
But my intention in the act would be different.
Okay, what's a ghost prank that you would do?
Probably just a classic wedgie.
Classic.
I don't know.
Classic was a swirly.
Classic ghost wedgie.
Sierra, what would you do?
Great question. Be honest, I haven't thought about it too hard.
I mean,
I'm gonna
wedgie
say-
was my panic answer.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, because I don't know how I would go about accomplishing that.
I feel like I would be a real Casper the Friendly Ghost situation to where I would just be giving affirmations. You would be doing something and in the background you'd hear, yes, queen, go off, sis. A lot of that.
I could use one of those right now in my life.
Yeah.
Actually, okay, as context for people who are listening, Corinne and I attempted to record Encounters 260, which is this episode that you're listening to. And we'll play the beginning of what we recorded. Corinne turned to me and said, I love you. And I burst into tears crying and we stopped recording. Yeah, I like it. I love it. Thank you. I love you. I love you. Don't cry. This is 2 girls, 1 ghost.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have told you I love you.
And then now Corinne was dealing with her own family stuff. So we have some special guests here today, Jerry and Sierra of Ladies and Tangents, who are helping fill in for the evening, afternoon, or whenever you're listening.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
Is it weird that 12 is my lucky number and 2 times 6 is 12?
I did not know that. Did you know 26 is my lucky number? So
Oh my God, 27 is mine. That's strange.
shut up.
I swear.
Are we sisters?
I think we should be. In another life for sure.
I'm sure everyone who listens to our podcast knows who you are, but will you just give a little blurb of who you are? And then, well, you already told us how you would haunt. So I feel like you gave us a fun fact.
Do you start with fun facts?
No, but I just think it'd be fun. Corinne and I did become friends because of a fun fact. So that's a good way to actually introduce people.
The fun fact, because you guys went to college together, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
So is that how you got to know each other? Is in a classroom full of people, you both gave a fun fact and you looked across and you're like, wow, I've never heard a funner fact.
Well, I'll say Corinne gave the good fun fact. And I looked at her and I was like, I want to be her friend. Because she said,
really? Is that how that happened?
Yeah, literally.
What a meet cute.
Yeah, I love that.
Corinne said that she grew up in a haunted house. And I was like, yes. Mine was bad. Mine was that I could wiggle my ears. And so I don't think Corinne looked across the room and was like, that girl, I want to be friends with
I've
her.
been waiting my whole life for that.
Can wiggle my ear holes. Okay, yeah, but Ladies and Tangents, tell us about it.
Yeah. We're Ladies and Tangents. I'm Jerry.
I'm Sierra.
And we are cousins. Our meet cute was a little different.
Yep.
We looked at each other across the room and went, because we're 9 days apart in birth. So
in birthing.
So you guys are basically sisters.
Pretty
kind
much.
of.
I am married to a twin, and I would say we got raised very similarly.
Oh, we
Kind of like
truly did.
twins.
It was arguable that there was no separating us when it was family situations.
And based on your dating situation now, Jerry, like you guys could be sister wives.
We might be for sure.
We just got back from tour at the beginning of October, and after I announced that I was dating Corey, who's Sierra's husband.
Nope. I was like, sorry, what?
No, his brother. I wasn't done with the sentence.
I was like, hang on.
Newsflash.
I was gonna say
This is news to me.
So you're literally sister wives now.
no. After I announced that I was dating Corey, who is Sierra's husband's brother,
Yes.
we received a lot of bracelets that say sister cousins.
Yes.
I love that so much.
Yeah, I joked when Brady and I started dating that we came into this world with the same last name, and we will go out of this world with the same last name.
Exactly.
Amazing.
She may not want to share it with me someday, but
We'll get there.
I'm taking it.
Hey, here's my fun fact and also a secret. My name still isn't his last name. I haven't changed it yet. We've been married for over a year.
And if these men want to keep acting up, we won't take it. How about that?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's true. You have the power now.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
My fun fact is that I am, well, actually, technically the divorce is not final yet, but I still have that last name. So I have not changed my last name back.
I haven't changed my last name either. I still have my divorced last name.
Mm-hmm.
They asked me, though, in the courtroom, they were like, would you like to be reinstated to your previous name? And I was like, that sounds like so much work. I just got a new ID and I look really cute in that picture. I've honestly never looked happier. So I don't want to get another one.
It is so much work, which is why I also like the only thing I did ever when I did get married, the only thing I ever actually changed was my social security and my passport. My driver's license still is my maiden name. All of my credit cards and bank accounts all still are my maiden name. So that should have been a sign.
Your ID?
Yeah, my driver's license still has.
How?
No one's flagged me.
Fair enough.
Oh my God. You want to hear a story about IDs?
Yes, I do.
Okay. If you are a legal professional or a officer of the law, shut up for a little bit. Okay.
Or like, don't listen.
I have my old ID
Mhm.
because it expired and then I had to get a new one. And because we were on tour, I didn't know if my new ID was going to come in time. So I just kept my old one in the meantime to be like, I might have to get on a plane and need this. But then I got my new one. And so now I have both. And I've accidentally given my expired one out to TSA.
And
they don't
didn't flag it?
No.
It doesn't matter. No,
Okay, so that's on them.
that's what I'm saying.
I didn't do it on
That's what I'm
purpose.
saying. I could have very easily committed voter fraud as well, and I didn't. I just want that to be known because they have two different addresses on them.
I just need that to be made very clear.
I didn't, and I could have.
You didn't.
So I would like a pat on the back.
Okay, well, so you're filling in for Corinne. So you two both have to do your best to act like Corinne today.
Okay.
I did think like if we had enough time to plan, like it would have been funny for you both to wear wigs and look like Corinne. And then for
that
some
would've been
reason,
so
my
fun.
mind went to like 50 First Dates when what's his name dresses up with like the like fake boobs and the long wig. And I don't know why that's where my brain went.
I'm into it.
Okay.
I grabbed the mics from the office. I almost grabbed my black wig that I used when I dressed up as Sierra for Halloween last year. I almost grabbed that because I was like, they're about to be 3 black cats instead of 2 and a golden retriever.
Are you two the golden retrievers?
I am. You guys are the
we're
black
both
cats.
the black cats.
Okay, I was going to say. Okay, yeah. Sierra, yeah. You're black
She
cat.
goes, don't you insult me by calling me a golden retriever.
Never.
Jerry, you like, because you're so witchy, you do give me black cat though, sometimes.
I think that's
moonlight.
because I got big pussy energy a little bit. Which
Hell
now that I'm not
yeah.
afraid of that word anymore, I'm going to start dropping it. Both the word and this thing. Okay.
I'm all about the pussy word.
Hell yeah.
And we're also about ghost stories here. So
Yes.
I think you two brought some ghost stories,
Mm-hmm.
We did.
but so did I, surprisingly, because this is 3 girls, 1 ghost.
3 girls, 1 ghost.
I liked the voice crack. Who was that?
Probably me. Honestly, I've been getting over a bit of a cold. So I apologize, everybody.
The whole thing felt sexual. Ever since I said pussy, now I'm not sure how to act.
Well, this is such a good transition because I was like, okay, what type of story should I pick for Jerry and Sierra? And guess what I picked? A sexy story.
Sexy ghost story?
Yeah, I love sex with ghost stories. It's kind of my thing. Like, it, you know how some people are into like fairy sex or fairy smut, whatever. I'm into ghost sex. So
I love that.
Is that what the movie Ghost is about with the pottery?
I mean, it's not about it.
I haven't ever seen it. I've only seen that one scene and it's pretty sensual.
Oh, they fuck. They
do?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
It's been like 10 years since I've seen it.
I feel like that is what it's about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, okay, we've read stories before where there's multiple different versions of ghost sex. The one I'm about to read is more of like, trigger warning, assaulty. Like
okay, gotcha.
Non-consensual, but there have been some that are so sexy and so consensual. And the theme with those are that these ghosts know how to make a girl come like nobody's business.
Did you ever hear about Anna Nicole Smith and the ghost?
Did I ever hear about her? Yeah.
Well, I mean,
no, with the ghost. There's a ghost story?
She has a story like that she got off with a ghost.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But like in that story, I guess you can answer, is she awake or is this a dream?
Well, I can't speak for her.
Let's call her up right now. Who's got the Ouija board?
I assume that she was awake because she described it pretty vividly.
That seems to be the theme. Or it's like a lot of the ones that I've heard or we've read is someone's in bed in between sleep and wake state.
So like my sleep paralysis demon made me come.
Exactly. And that's literally the subject line. Are you you are a witch. The subject line of this is my sleep paralysis demon is apparently a nice guy TM.
Oh, hell. Okay.
Well,
let's hear it.
Okay. Hello, ladies. Oh, this is from Mackie, by the way.
Sorry, there's also a tufted titmouse at my bird feeder outside. So I'm very distracted by it. It's like pecking at the bird feeder.
Bird names are very strange.
Yeah. I have like white-chested nuthatches or whatever and then tufted titmice.
It's all sexual. It's on brand today. So Mackie says, I've only had 2 instances of sleep paralysis, thank goodness. The first I know was my fault because I was very pregnant with a big old baby at the time. And I lay down on the couch with my feet up on the armrest to get my swollen ankles some relief, but I fell asleep on my back. Whoopsie. So then I started having a dream about UFOs chasing me around, and grays/abductions are my huge fear. At some point, I became aware I was just having a nightmare. I was telling myself to wake up, but I couldn't move. Luckily, my husband was on the couch too and could see something was wrong, so he fully woke me up and helped me get out of this sleep paralysis. But the second time was a few months ago, and it was very different from before. I usually sleep on my stomach, but for some reason, I was on my back in a face-up plank position, body totally straight, arms down at my side. When I was woken up by pressure on my hip, right at my underwear line that kept moving down. And I was confused for a second. And I was like, wait, sexy ghost? Mainly because of the location that I was feeling the pressure. Also, my husband was asleep on my other side, so I knew it wasn't him. And it was like a deep massage-like pressure, not light, gentle touch. But let me be clear, the vibe was not really relaxing like a massage, because if someone wants to come rub my feet or take care of the knots in my shoulders, then yeah, please, that's the kind of ghost I'll invite anytime. But this was not relaxing or invited, so I quickly thought, no, stop. Whatever this is, you're not welcome here. Which I guess was not what Mr. Evil Sex Sleep Demon wanted to hear, because suddenly my legs froze and the paralysis quickly moved up my entire body until I was frozen, shoulders to toes.
Oh, no.
And it was beyond just feeling paralyzed. It also felt like my arms were being pressed into my sides, like I was being squeezed on either side. So again, I thought, I don't like this. Go away. You're not welcome here. Then I woke up, or I thought. I could move again, and I wasn't being squeezed anymore. And I figured it was just an overly realistic bad dream, and it was all done. But just as suddenly, I felt the paralysis move up my body, trapping my arms against my sides again. So I look at my husband, and I see a small black shadow pass between us and fly up over towards the corner of the ceiling. So I start waking my husband, and I keep repeating, go away, go away. All of a sudden again, I was awake and it felt different. Both times it felt like waking up from a bad dream where my husband was peacefully snoring next to me, unaware of my cries for help. Okay, but I really don't think it was some evil demon, maybe just a ghost who is one of those, nice guys that have a complete meltdown when they're told no.
He just wanted a hug. His
Where
nice guy hug.
Where my hug at, ghost?
Yep. Yeah. Still, dead or alive, no means no, people. I told my husband about it the next day and he apologized. We're just so sweet.
Oh.
He said he didn't notice or hear anything. So was it a bad dream or a real paranormal dilemma? As I think back, I'm 90% sure I was shouting in my head instead of making any noise out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it was, no thanks to that experience. Stay spooky. See you on the other side. Mackie.
Wow.
Okay, here's a question.
Sure.
Whenever you are in that state, or even if you're awake,
Yeah.
do you think that you have to say it out loud, or do you think thinking stuff works just the same, like to communicate?
I think thinking stuff works just the same,
I agree.
I agree.
personally.
Yeah.
So that's why it's interesting that she was like, I don't actually think I was making sound. I think I was just thinking it really loud. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
But maybe that was more for her husband.
maybe.
So he can feel better that
Maybe.
he didn't react at all.
Yeah. He's like, yeah.
Part of me is like, is it a beige flag that he apologized for you being semi-assaulted
Yeah.
by a ghost?
Yeah.
Like, would it be a red flag if he was like, I fucking swear I'll beat up any ghost who tries to hurt my woman?
Probably.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I think so.
Like, is
for
that
sure.
toxic masculinity if it's against the ghosts?
I say yes.
Yeah, I say yes to that too, for
Okay.
sure. I think it's very sweet. I actually love that he apologized like that. Like, I don't know why that makes me emotional. Like, why don't I know men like that? You know?
Just apologize for these ghosts in my house, please.
I'm really sorry.
Could you please just apologize for everything that's not your fault? Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I also think it's super validating that like he didn't see it, experience it, hear it,
But he
but
believed her.
he believed her.
I
Yeah,
agree.
like
Maybe
that.
that's what we're emotional
That's
about.
what we like. Yeah.
Yeah.
A supportive partner.
Well, now I'm turned on again.
Great.
Where's that ghost when you need him?
All right. Sex ghosts, head over to Jerry.
Calling all sex ghosts.
Well, I was going to say, if you're turned on, much like I feel you picked stories potentially for our listeners that were a little more, that.
Sex
I
crazed.
tried to pick spooky ones. So you're not going to be turned on.
You don't know. You don't know what I'm into.
All right. All right. Fair enough.
Try me.
What do they do? Don't they like rate hot stories with like peppers?
Oh, like spicy?
Spicy.
Like
Yes,
spicy?
You're so right.
Okay. Depending on whatever your kinks are, tell me how many peppers this next story's worth. to
Okay.
you.
Okay. Well,
I'm actually
gonna-
very excited about that.
Okay.
So these are ones that I just went through our email. We had people send us ghost stories from a while ago. So this is actually from 2023. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But there's a couple different stories within this story. So I'm
Okay.
going to say all three. They're kind of short.
Okay. So
Um,
all spice level each one.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so this is from Megan. She said, I picked a few stories out of the many I have that all happened in the house that I grew up in. Number 1, this is called The Laugh. At the time of this happening, I'm 14 years old. I'm home alone with the sun at the top of the sky, a slight cool breeze, and I'm getting out of a major depressive episode. It's a beautiful day. However, coming out of this depressive episode, I was stinky nasty and decided I needed to take a shower. While I stand in this hot, glorious nectar of the gods, I hear loud footsteps down the hall.
Mhm.
Oh, I guess my parents are home, I think. I don't hear any talking, but I assume I just can't hear them over the water running. And then it happens. A laugh. It wasn't my mom's laugh, not my dad's laugh, and it wasn't in the hallway. It was a random man's laugh in the bathroom next to me. No. Paralyzed in fear, I stand there for a moment, hands still in my sudsy hair.
0 peppers. 0 peppers.
I slowly turn to the shower curtain with my conditioner bottle in hand, ready for battle.
Weapon.
I
Yeah.
peek my head out of the curtain and no one is there. I rush through the rest of my shower, telling myself it was nothing but feeling watched and vulnerable. Maybe it was my dad's laugh. It had to have been.
In the
But when I leave-
bathroom. Zero.
Still 0 peppers. Then.
Zero
Get out of my bathroom, Dad. You're fucking sick for that.
But when I leave the bathroom and I walk through this silent house, I realize I'm still home all alone. How many peppers, everybody?
I'm going to give it 0 peppers and like on a scale of like 0 to 5 nasty, 5, because not only is there a man ghost laughing in the shower, it's almost like you're naked. Why is a man laughing at you?
Yeah. And she's a minor. Get out of this bathroom, you creep.
Yeah, there's 0 peppers here.
You creep bitch.
That's what I feel.
6 spoiled peppers.
Oh, yeah.
For you.
Yeah.
All right, this next one is called The Piano.
Okay.
This is all from the same person?
All from the same person. 3 stories. Here we go. At this time, I'm around 6 to 8 years old and I'm asleep in bed. I wake up to my closet sliding open. I lay there frozen in fear, staring straight at it. Then, towards the end of my bed, I hear my toy piano play a note. I quickly flip to my back and look over there with just my eyes. They're like, I'm just going to... First of all, wait. No offense, Megan, but what else do you look with?
My toe
I'm not trying
eyes.
to yuck your yum.
My toes.
I'm looking with just my tootsies.
You just put your hand out and you're like, who's there? Like one of those scopes from a submarine.
I'm just picturing a hand puppet with like googly eyes.
Yes. See, my mind immediately went to the Real Monsters guy who could take his eyeballs and hold them with his hands.
Which would be a pretty clutch ability.
But you're still looking with your eyes then.
That's true.
That's true.
But in mine, it's
But it's your eyes, but your hand are an accessory to the fact.
True.
and they always are.
Your hand with the assist. You know what I mean?
They always do.
Okay.
4 peppers for my hands.
That's what I know.
You get 5 peppers for your hands.
Damn straight. Well, I can't say that. We're good.
Hey, -7 peppers for my hands for you.
Too scared to move any more than I already have. I don't see anyone, but then I hear another note. Next thing I know, I'm sitting straight up. I'm getting out from under the covers. So it sounds like how she's describing it is she's not really in control of this. It's just happening.
I'm now picturing Beetlejuice. Like this music is just running through her bones and she's dancing to the music.
Mm-hmm.
Getting out from under my covers and I'm sitting on the floor. I don't know why, but I crawl over to my little piano and it plays one of the preset songs. One that I don't like. The stars on it light up in their brightest colors, flashing to the beat. I change the song to my favorite. It switches back again. Back to the one I don't like. And it's loud. It's so loud.
I'm going to cry.
I turn it down to not wake up my parents in the room next door. But no matter how far I turn it, it seems to stay at the same volume. I'll just turn it off. The song won't stop. The flashing won't stop. Why won't it stop?
My nipples are so hard right now. I need you to know that I have goosebumps over my entire body, and that's including my nipples. That's a
4 peppers.
That's a minimum.
I will say, Jerry, you're doing a great job of being Corinne right now because Corinne's nipples get hard all the time when she's scared.
That's what. Okay. I'm channeling Corinne. That's why my nipples are so hard.
You are.
Honestly, incredible.
These are Corinne's nipples right now.
My nipples couldn't be softer.
Mine are pretty soft too, but I feel like it takes a lot of stimulation to get my nipples hard.
Hey, agreed.
Next to nothing for me, I guess.
Can I ask, is this listener, Megan, is she still a minor? Should we warn her to not listen to this episode?
No, she doesn't give her exact age, but she says this happened a while ago.
We do have to be careful with giving spicy peppers to these stories. And remember that the peppers that we're giving are for adult people experiencing this. We are not giving peppers to children.
No.
Certainly not.
Do not give peppers to children.
Yeah. That's what I know. I don't like this song and I don't want to get in trouble. So I frantically unplug it and I sit back. Finally, silence.
Oh no.
I sit there for a bit waiting for someone to come in and see why I'm still awake. Surely they're going to be in here after all that. After a while, I realize that no one's coming, so I might as well keep playing. What? All right, I get it.
I may as well keep being possessed by a ghost and playing on this piano.
6-year-old logic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just takes out a fucking cigarette. It's like, God, that was a lot, wasn't it?
Do. So I played some notes for a little bit with the volume low, like it should have been the first time.
Okay, wait a minute. You decided to play, but you wanted to play the haunted thing?
Yes, hold on. And then I remember zoning out a little bit, but I can't remember anything after. The next morning, I wake up in my bed. Doesn't remember getting there.
Megan was possessed.
Right. The closet door almost all the way closed and my toy piano still plugged in, but turned off. I told my mom what happened and asked why she didn't come in and tell me to go to bed. And she said they didn't hear a thing all night.
They for sure took some sleeping pills that night, right? Like we can agree.
Mom and dad were hitting the sauce before
Here, let me tell you something.
Please.
I think that's a lie from mom and dad. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because when my kids are down and they're asleep, it would take a fire, a literal fire. And I don't mean a fire alarm because one did go off at 2 a.m. and I thought, shut up. And I didn't even want to go out of bed. I was like, I'm not dealing with this. Please shut up.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend to still be asleep because from the hours of 9 p.m. until 9 a.m., I am a corpse.
Yeah.
Consider me dead.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I thought you were going to say, and I feel like this is maybe perhaps an experience I will have if I have a creepy child one day. If my child is doing something very creepy in the middle of the night and they're not like in danger, they're not screaming, I might just let them be creepy because it's scaring me.
That's none of my business.
Well, because
and
I'm
you
dead
can
right
hang
now.
out. You can hang out in there.
You
and
and the
have
ghost.
your fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I hear a scream, if I hear a sound of terror, but if you guys are just playing the piano back and forth,
You're all good.
sounds like you're good, Frank Sinatra. You're fine. Would
better
you play
go
the piano?
I don't know.
Just Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin?
You go off, Ray Charles. That's it.
I feel like Megan was possessed.
I agree.
100%.
I agree.
How many peppers for piano possession?
0. Well,
Oh,
it's not okay. Well, okay. So now I'm like, now I'm not rating with peppers in terms of like sexuality or spicy or.
Oh, I was
turn-on.
going to, but I was not going to be a 6 to 8 year old while I was doing it.
Yeah. But and if anything, and now I'm like, oh, like is this my type of ghost story? Like now the pepper system is getting confusing.
I get it. Okay. I'm here with
And
you.
it always does.
As it does. But in terms of scariness, like it's not the scariest haunting. Like I think the first haunting is scarier.
I agree.
I say, if you're going to wake me up with a little music, you want to tickle my ivories, if you will. 3 peppers. 3 peppers. I'm into music. Or I was once.
I'm a musical groupie.
Tickle my ivories.
All right, last one for this email.
Okay.
This one's titled Who's There? This last story is quite a bit crazier, so let me set the scene. My room is all the way at the end of a long, narrow hallway on the left. Across the hall is our spare bedroom that has really bad vibes. We always keep that door closed.
It's a spare bedroom for a reason.
Yes. Between these 2 rooms is a closet.
Question. I have a question about
What?
that.
Sure.
About spare rooms, because I feel like we collectively understand that there's a vibe about spare rooms. Like there's just like negative energy and like the idea of keeping the door closed. Do we think that keeping the door closed stops it from traveling to the rest of the house, or do we think it traps it and like almost heightens it in the room? Do you know what I mean?
Great question.
Like if you were to open like farting, if you were to open a window, it would kind of let it out. But when you close a door after you just
trapping
like
it in there.
that's what I mean.
Make it an angry.
Although I do think it does work. I don't know.
But do you think it's stuck then and has nowhere to go?
It can go through walls.
Well, what's the point of the door then?
When I close my door in my spare room, it's because of the mess. Let's be so honest.
I'm talking about
Okay.
creepy rooms.
We're
Sorry.
talking about creepy rooms. I mean, a mess can be creepy, but it's so weird because ghosts are confusing. Like, why can some move through walls and why can some be trapped in specific spaces? Because I had, like, growing up in my haunted house, like, once my family got the house blessed, this one closet in our basement was horrifying. And we just think that after getting the house blessed, like, the only place it could be was that one closet.
Interesting.
So I don't know.
Between these 2 rooms, there's a closet. There's a slim wall between my door and the closet. This skinny legend of a wall is going to be important to remember.
Okay.
So I'm once again around 6 to 8 years old, an only child, and I'm making my Barbies make out in my room.
Period.
6 peppers because I love Barbies making out. Love
Me
it.
too. When I hear a knock on my closed door, I say, "Come in," but the door doesn't open. I hear another knock. It sounds like my dad's knock. He just taps on the door. So with more gusto, I shout, "Come in." Nada. I call out, "Daddy?" Then came the loudest knocking my tiny self had ever heard. Bang, 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 bang. The doorknob shakes a little and the door fucking flies open. And when I say flies, I mean there is still a dent in the wall from how hard that bitch swung open.
Shit.
To this day.
Nipples are hard.
Now, my dad and I used to play pranks on each other when I was little, including standing behind that skinny queen wall to jump out and scare each other when we left my room. So even though I'm startled, I think maybe it's him playing a silly little goofy prank. I slowly walk over to my now open door and turn to the left. Ha ha! You can't jump out at me if I jump out at you first. Except my dad isn't standing there. No one is. Confused and now a little extra startled, I turn around and look down the hall. Walking from the kitchen to the living room, holding a bowl of ice cream, is my dad. All right, bitch, now I'm scared. I sprint down the hall to my living room and see both of my parents sitting there concerned. So who is eating the ice cream?
Her dad.
Her dad.
But he's in the living room.
What? Wait a minute. I thought dad walked to the living room.
Oh, maybe. But she sprinted.
That's what I was thinking too. Because if dad is in multiple places, that's scary too.
Fair enough. I'm like, there are multiple dads in the house. My worst nightmare.
Hey, it's okay.
Well, we don't know. Maybe Megan has two dads. We don't know. It could be a brother husband.
Two dads, one mom.
A brother husband's situation.
Could be. I tell them what happened, but they didn't have an explanation. 14 years later, and I still get goosies when I think about this, and I tear up when I tell the story. I apologize for these being so long, but thank you for reading them if you did. Once again, I love you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the stories. Enjoyed how?
Did the parents not hear the door slam open? Because if the dent is still in the wall today, like how'd
you miss that?
How do you not hear that?
It sounds like they didn't.
But the dent is there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were watching TV, so it could have been.
And the parents are drunk, so I've already determined. And they're on sleeping pills.
The parents are actually ghosts, and Megan is Matilda.
I've seen
this movie.
I've seen that movie. Remember how I was like, I would be like a pranky ghost?
Mm-hmm.
That would not be a prank to me.
No,
not to a
scary.
child.
No, especially with it flying open. Yeah. Like when she said, maybe it's my dad pulling a prank. First of all, why would your dad throw the door open hard enough to put a dent in the wall? I mean, I've dated that guy, but like, why would your dad do that?
It was fun.
That's not funny.
When I roundhouse kick my kid's door open.
Yeah, no, it doesn't sound like it's Dad.
Dad, stop. There's so many holes in the wall.
Thanks so much for giving me trauma that I'm going to deal with when I'm an adult.
No one's having a good time here, Dad.
No, that doesn't sound like Dad. And also, it kind of feels like it's connected to the ghost that laughed.
Yeah.
It all feels connected.
Yes, for sure.
Because it all feels like it connected to her and fucking with her.
Isn't that called a poltergeist? If they're like a ghost, but they're like mischievous.
Yeah,
their whole
they're like
thing
noisy
is to, like,
ghosts.
Yeah.
But the piano one, for some reason, almost felt like a kid or a sibling, especially because it was like putting on the song that she didn't like every time that she put the song that she did like.
I could see that for sure.
But I could also see it being a ghost that's like, I'm going to do age appropriate stuff that would bother you. Like put on the song that you don't like and be really loud when I know it could get you in trouble.
And possess you.
Age appropriate playing.
Age appropriate playing.
Yes.
Possessions for age 8 and up.
Because then, I mean, when she was older and taking the shower, then laughing at her in the shower would be age appropriate. Like again, making her making her uncomfortable. Jesus Christ!
It's so uncomfortable that there's an extra
uninevitable rights as a ghost.
Yes.
I think like overall, that's like a 10 pepper in terms of scary and a 0 pepper in terms of sexy.
Agreed.
0 sexy peppers.
Okay, I have a story about a kid.
Okay.
A creepy kid playing Bloody Mary.
Why?
Okay.
So this is from our listener, Shanna and little Aria. My 7-year-old played Bloody Mary. The other day, I was listening to an Encounter episode, and my daughter, who is 9, but apparently was 7 when this story happened, looks at me and says, "Mommy, I have a story for you." And then she proceeded to tell me that when she was 7 years old, she decided to play Bloody Mary alone.
That's brave.
She's an icon.
How she knew about Bloody Mary beats me. Maybe she heard it on one of your Encounters episodes. So basically, Corinne and I are to blame. Anyway, she tells me that one night she went into the bathroom, she closed the door, turned off the lights, and then said the famous words, "Bloody Mary." She said it 3 times. And when she looked in the mirror, she saw a black shadow behind her with a very creepy face. She said it looked like her mouth was sewn together. She said she got so scared she turned on the light and went back to bed. I myself have never played, and I'm not sure what the outcome is supposed to be, but is this her imagination running wild, or is this what happens when you play Bloody Mary? Which it is what happens. That's what people report. She swore it really happened and didn't skip a beat when she was telling me the story. Maybe it's because she hears me listening to you guys all the time. I don't know. When she was 4 years old, I did hear her talking to someone. Mind you, it was just her and I at home that day. So she is a pretty creepy kid. And when I went to go see what she was doing, she was sitting in the middle of the room, just chatting away to no one. I asked her who she was talking to, and she looked at me and said, Amelia. I asked her who Amelia was, and she said, Amelia is my dead cousin. Oh! You bet your ass I went right to Facebook and asked all of our relatives if we had a relative named Amelia that had passed away. Most of them said no, but is it an ancestor of ours? Whoever it was, my little Aria was not afraid. She used to take everyone's shoes and her toys and make big crop circles in the living room. She also tells me she sees a man with a black jacket and a black top hat standing in the corner of a bedroom.
Not Hat Man.
I was going to say, I used to see him in my house.
You did?
Yes. My mom and everybody used to see that man. Really tall, very slender.
Hat Man's a familial thing. Like families usually.
Yes. Literally, you could ask my sister, my mom. We all saw it in our house. He would just be standing in the corner.
Great. Now my nipples are hard again.
And not in a sexy way.
Hat Man. 4 peppers for Hat Man.
Although, I don't know, there is something sexy about it, like a mysterious man wearing a hat in the corner of your room at night.
I saw a TikTok from Sinisterhood, and they were talking about the legend of the like lumberjack hitchhiker or something, like the redheaded hitchhiker. And they're describing him as like a burly man with a beard and a flannel. And I'm like,
that's our.
I was like, can I pick it? What's scary here?
It's hot.
That's what I go to sleep with every night.
I'm not supposed to pick him up? Okay, got it. Whoops.
Got it. So she says that when she looks at him, it feels like she can't move, and she tries to get up, but she can't. And she says she tries to scream, but nothing comes out, which is sleep paralysis. The tall man with the black jacket and top hat has definitely made his appearance in my house. Right after my dad died, I felt a presence while I was sleeping. I woke up in a panic, and I thought it was my dad, but when I looked over, I saw a tall figure wearing a black jacket with a big top hat. I screamed, and I jumped on my husband, literally jumped on him. 10 peppers. And he was so confused. I scared the shit out of him. I asked him if he saw it, and he said no. I tried to explain what I had seen, and he told me I was probably just having a nightmare because my dad had just passed away. But I know what I saw. Anyway, I definitely have more stories, like how my husband's grandma's house is haunted as shit, but that's for another time. Hope you enjoyed, Shanna and little Aria.
Wow. 10 peppers.
Can I tell you what my brain does when I hear scary stories is either one or two things. One, it makes my nipples hard. Or two, I have to picture something funny happening.
What are you picturing?
I just imagine Hat Man appearing, being like, you want to see me dance? And then he has like a full routine where he like flips back his jacket and he like moves his hat, and he's got,
I wish.
You know what I mean? Just like a full Michael Jackson routine.
You're picturing basically Beetlejuice.
That's what I was just going to say, Beetlejuice.
Okay, we did just watch Beetlejuice.
We did.
The new one?
Yes.
Loved it. Did you like it?
Yeah,
agree.
incredible.
I've never seen the first
Me
one.
Me neither.
I will say the first one, like, it doesn't age well in terms of, like, he like gropes people. He's non-consensual, but they...
Sure.
Gotcha.
He's still definitely skeezy and sleazy, but he's not grabbing and groping without permission.
They turned that part down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
That is good.
That's growth on Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
The afterlife has done some good for him.
All right, I do have another that's very scary, and then Jerry might have a funny one.
I have a funny one
to be
that I can
silly
contribute.
goofy.
It's not very long, but I have a funny one. I can
We'll end on the funny one.
So this says, I'm not sure if you want the ghost stories here as well. We used to have a form, but it says, I submitted this to the form a while ago. Not sure if you got a chance to read it. Don't feel like you have to read the whole thing because it is long. This is from Paige. She's 26. She, her. Please don't feel like you have to read this book of my ghost stories, but they do get increasingly scarier. So there are 4 chapters. I'm going to skip ahead to the scariest, chapter 4.
What is it? Wait a minute.
Chapter 4 is called Jerry's Friend Jessica. I don't know why it says Jerry's friend. That has nothing to do with...
Do I have a friend? Oh, I do have a friend named Jessica. She was my roommate. Anyway, sorry.
I don't think this is going to be...
Yeah, is this about her?
Is that the chapter?
This is the chapter. This says, I saved the scariest story for last.
And it's called Jerry's Friend Jessica?
It's not you, though. They might have just... Listen. Ready?
Okay.
To set the scene, I was 10 years old and we, my brother, sister, dad, and cat, had just moved into a newly built house. It was about 3 p.m. and my dad and sister were at the grocery store and my brother was upstairs taking a shower. I was sitting on the stair landing where they split off into different directions, petting our cat. I got the feeling that something bad was around and that I was being watched, so I looked up and I see a little girl, clear as day, in the middle of our empty living room. I blinked a couple times because, maybe it was an eyelash or something.
A person
An
shaped
eyelash in the shape of a little girl.
Can I just say, I know that you say this isn't what I think it is, but my friend Jessica does have an older sister and brother.
Okay.
So this is weird that it's the same sibling dynamic as my friend Jessica.
Could be. But she was still staring directly into my soul. This was not a good spirit.
Is Jessica the ghost girl?
Apparently. She had long black hair that was floating, almost like she was in a pool. An extremely oversized red t-shirt on. I couldn't see her legs. Her skin was gray. And the scariest part was that I could not see her eyes. They were sunken in black holes, and it looked like her jaw was broken.
Oh,
she was
I'm sorry,
floating.
Is this after she blinked thinking this was just an eyelash, or did she see all of this and then say it's an eyelash?
Yeah, then she realizes, I can see details.
Oh, that's my bad.
Okay.
How many times I gotta blink to make you go away?
Yeah. She was floating there and just looking at me. I was absolutely terrified, and I looked down to see if my cat was seeing this too. He was looking directly at her and had a puffy spine and tail. When cats can see it, that's... I then said something like, "Who are you?" Or, "What do you want?" And this bitch ran into the other room.
Oh, no. First of all, don't say, "What do you want?"
No, you shouldn't ask.
That's a scary question.
Yeah.
And now you're going to make it angry.
Well, it says, when I say run, though, I mean I heard the footsteps, but she was floating away. Like,
ew. Oh, ew.
Yeah. My cat chased her down one side of the stairs, and I went to go rescue him down the other. I told you guys, I picked scary stories for you, Sabrina.
I love this. Thank you.
I really wanted to impress.
I hate it here.
I was so excited. My cat chased her down one side of the stairs. I went to go rescue him down the other. She disappeared, and I could not find him anywhere. He then jumped out and attacked my leg, scaring me so badly, my heart fully left my body, and I'm still trying to find it.
So, he thought that she was the ghost girl?
Yes. And that cat was ready to attack.
What if it's like that one movie where the ghost person is like on the... Is it Shudder?
Oh, it's like attached to their back.
I hate that.
Did you ever watch that movie?
Yeah,
Shudder?
where they're taking pictures.
Yes.
And
it's like on. Yes.
Yes. Whoa.
It reminds me of, I don't think it's a scary story to tell in the dark, but it's like one of those like urban legends you like heard as a kid, where this kid keeps seeing like a woman on like her dad's back. And it's like right after like her mom went missing. I'm going to be telling it poorly, but like she keeps asking like, who's that woman on your back? And the dad's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, long story short, he had actually killed the mother, and the ghost of her spirit was like on him,
hanging on to him, literally.
Yeah.
Who's that woman on your back? Oh, all these women are always on my back. Can't get them to get off my back.
I can't get them off of me.
So when my dad got home, he started cooking dinner, and I didn't want to bother him. Later at dinner, I told him what happened, and he asked me what her name was. I didn't ask that question, and so he named her Jessica. He would invite her to eat with us at dinner. Dad. And I was so scared that she would actually show up. I saw her a couple more times in that house. Sometimes my closet door would be open when I always kept them closed. She liked to go in my closet and sit on the dresser that was in there. I saw Jessica in almost every room in my house. She would stand in the closet and watch me play Webkinz on my computer. I saw her standing in the doorway while she watched me brush my teeth. And I saw her in my sister's bedroom doorway when we finally moved out of that house. This is where it gets good. Are you guys ready?
Good. There's more?
It's already been good.
How many peppers? Scary peppers?
10 scary peppers?
I don't know. I'm kind of like this one. Like I'm kind of like into it in a sexy way too.
Oh, you're gonna like this part then. Are you ready?
Okay, cool.
But the story doesn't end there. When I was 19, my friend graduated from high school and got a hotel room in Daytona for the weekend with some friends that I had never met before. When we woke up the next morning, one of the girls pulled me aside, and the conversation went as follows. Her, have you ever seen something you can't explain? Me, I have. Why do you ask? Her, I'm from Haiti, and I have some connections to the spirit world, and I just want you to know I saw a little girl watching you sleep last night.
Oh, fuck.
Me, I'm sorry, what? Her, she was laying beside you last night.
Shut up.
Me, what did she look like? Her, she had long black hair, no eyes, and a big red t-shirt. I just met this girl and I don't go around telling this story to everybody. So if you got this far, I just wanted to say thank you to the both of you. This is where they thank me and Jerry's so sorry.
I'm sorry, it just ends there? Like, we don't know what's
Yes,
like,
that's it.
Hey,
That's it.
that's something about our listeners. They fucking Irish goodbye the scariest parts of their stories.
They said, no joking though, please send Reggie to Florida. So that's Jerry, who's Jerry's talked to, who's like a medium.
Hey, Reggie does virtual. Look him up. He will do one over FaceTime. You don't even got to go to him.
And that was it. That was the goodbye. That's the thing about our listeners is they really do be telling us the scariest, craziest shit. And then at the end, they're just like, anyways, bye.
Okay, well, the benefit is that none of us here have to live with this creepy little girl, but your listener does.
And they still are to this day. I don't love that it's called Jerry's friend Jessica. That is scary. What was the point of that?
Am I Jessica?
You're the ghost.
Am I the one with the dark
You're
black
missing
eyes?
sunken eyes. Yeah. Well, I think because her dad named the ghost Jessica, that's it. But
What's up with the dad naming it?
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist in this way, but I'm like, Dad, you got some fucking connection to this ghost?
Yeah.
You know about this? Why are you acting so nonchalant? What, you feel guilty, Dad? Is that why you're inviting her to dinner and giving her a name?
I feel like the dad was discrediting it by giving it a name. Being like, psh.
Almost making fun of it.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than me thinking he murdered her. We're going full conspiracy theory. I'm like, I think that dad knows what happened to Jessica. And now he's trying to calm his conscience by inviting her for some rigatoni.
For some rigatoni. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Jessica. And it does feel like that Paige doesn't even need Reggie because her roommate has all these answers.
Oh, they confirmed. Yeah. The good thing about Reggie, though, was Reggie kind of told you who he believed it was, correct?
Yeah. So Reggie is somebody I met when I was in college. He lived on the same floor as me in my dorm.
Mm-hmm.
And when he talked to me about one of the spirits that was around me, when he said her name, he was like, I don't ever say names, but I'm going to say this because she won't stop saying that you will know Emily. And Emily is my friend who passed away when we were in second grade.
I think you told us this story on one of our collabs.
So he, at that point in time, and this has been 15 years ago, at that point in time, he hadn't gotten, I think, as confident in his abilities as he is now. Because, I mean, he's been on the Steve Harvey show at this point. Like, he's talked to... Yeah. He's talked to, who was it? Who did Birdman get engaged to?
Who the fuck is
I don't
Birdman?
even know. Yeah.
Birdman, Lil Wayne?
Oh.
Who am I speaking with here? Get out of her!
I'm being possessed by somebody who doesn't know rap music.
That's what I'm scared.
It's me, Jessica. I'm in here.
Get out. Hey, you, go on, get. This is a tutorial to get rid of demons. You look at them and you say, go on, get.
You're not welcome here anymore.
Go on, get. So I think that Reggie's, what I'm saying is I think Reggie's more confident now. So I think he would be able to say names, explain stuff in more detail.
Can Reggie say, you get out of here?
You
better get out of here.
What freaks me out about that, and I'll have to ask Brady when we're done with this.
Aside from everything, but yeah.
Yeah, what freaks me out about that story specifically is when I was living in my old house, Brady had not made this known to me until we were at lunch with Sierra one day. I went to the bathroom, came back, and they were talking spooky. And I was like, what the fuck's happening here?
Yeah, that's what I do with people.
Don't do that. And
I just make them talk spooky with me.
Well, he did not let me know at that point that he could feel energies and he had seen things in my house, in the house that I used to live in. And he was like, I just want you to know that there is a really bad energy in your basement. And I feel like I'm always being watched. And there is a bad energy in the bedroom. And I have woken up several times and someone has been standing over you. Almost like I'm property.
Yeah.
Not like they want to possess me.
Well, it's interesting.
Interesting it is. The reason that scares me is because I certainly hope that whatever that is didn't follow me here.
Yeah.
I don't think it did. If anything, I imagine it's energy from your past relationship and like,
certainly
was really heightening that.
Like it's almost like so much of that happened in the house that like it almost like created a creepy ghost.
Well, that's what I also
100%.
believe, even if there's an energy, a spirit around, whatever, whether it's positive or negative, the energy that is being like given off by the people living in that house will really exacerbate whatever is going on.
I agree.
That's the only reason it scares me is because I don't know how much time went between when she would see she said the last time she saw her was when she moved out of the house and she saw it in her sister's bedroom. And then years go by and now she sees it again, like her friend sees it. So no one said anything. No one's felt anything. I think that my new house has very positive energy despite it being built on land.
It's built on land.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
As opposed to in the water.
I don't know. I don't know though that like I don't know what spirits are connected to this land. I don't know how they feel about it being undeveloped and now it's developed. You know what I mean? I didn't build a house in a developed area.
Yeah.
But I also believe that you are in such a different phase of your life right now that like your energy is so positive and it's like a renewal energy that you have about you that perhaps if there are any spirits.
I hope so. But this story about Jessica just got me all fucking freaked out. And so now I need to go and check in with
Are you recording in your new house?
Yes.
Okay.
What does that mean? What? You paused and now I'm freaked out.
Well, I don't know. Talking about ghosts, just make sure you say, we'll just set some intentions. Like no ghosts or no negative energies allowed at Jerry's house.
No, thank you.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. I had Taylor from Creeps and Crimes. I had Taylor reach out to me and she's like, hey, do you mind if I have Susan check into your land? Because, I've been hearing some things. I've been feeling some things. And also what that little heart vine that you found, I think that's from fairies. Let me look up how you can thank the fairies. And I was like, what if I piss off the fairies? I didn't know I had fairies.
Fairies aren't bad.
They could be mischievous. I don't know. Actually, I don't want to talk shit. Fairies, if you're listening and you're here, I mean nothing.
Just put some candy out for them or something. Like leave a little offering. See what happens.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing. Allegedly, some of them like gifts and some don't.
Well, leave candy in one area and leave nothing anywhere else.
Great. Good. Okay.
Perfect.
Now I feel better.
It's kind of like Halloween where it's like, take one if you'd like.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Or take as many as you like.
Exactly.
Take what resonates with you, leave the rest.
Leave what doesn't. Would you like me to share my funny ghost story?
I would really like you to do that. Yes, please.
Okay. This is from River.
Love that name.
She, they, he pronouns, literally whatever you want. And I'm one of your longer listeners. River is 15. We will not be using any peppers for River.
No peppers for River.
Okay. But this was set in 2003. Doesn't matter. River
Wait,
still
2003?
River still doesn't get any peppers.
I'm sorry. Did you say it was sent in 2003?
Did I? I think you might have. 2023. Sorry.
River's 46 years old.
And send it to an email that like never existed in 2003?
Well, now we have to talk about the fact that this was sent to us in
time
2003. Now I'm even more scared. No, this was set in 2023.
Okay.
Which means River is still too young for us to give them peppers. Okay. But this is not River's story. This is River's grandpa's story, which means peppers for River's grandpa.
Peppers for Pappy.
Pappy's peppers. Oh, now we're hot. Nothing gets me hot like Pappy's peppers.
You know what? My nipples are there.
That actually would be an amazing hot sauce brand.
Hell yeah, it is.
TM. You can't take it because I already claimed it. That's how this works.
All right. We went to my grandma's hometown one time and we decided to visit our family members who passed away at the graveyard. A lot of people think this is kind of weird, but we have a tradition where we bring our dead relatives beer and pour it on their graves.
I love that.
I do love that as well.
So this time we decided to save a little money and get some cheaper beer. I mean, they were going to pour it out anyway.
Yeah.
We went to the graveyard and gave our family some alcohol.
I'm just imagining Pappy being like, excuse me?
You hold that thought. But that night, my aunt was apparently not happy that we cheaped out on the beer. So she decided to pay my grandpa a little visit in his dream that night. The next morning, we all got to hear the story of how my aunt gave him a piece of her mind for not getting her the good stuff. Since then, we have always gotten the good beer to give our family corpses.
What's the good beer? I'm so curious.
I don't know. They got to pay extra.
Here's what I'm imagining. I'm imagining the aunt ghost has just like a crumpled can of Busch Light and she just chucks it at Grandpa's head and she's like, are you fucking kidding me, Dad?
The way I almost wore my Busch Light t-shirt to record today.
Dad, are you fucking shitting me right now? I ask for one thing and it's nice beer. You give me this piss water.
The fact that it's so important that they bring beer to the graves, like clearly these are beer people.
Oh,
And
yes.
You don't fuck with beer people's beer.
That's a fact.
Lesson
That's a fact.
learned.
Yeah.
Imagine that person also carried on this tradition before passing and they're like, do you know how much fucking money I spent? And now that I'm dead, I don't even get the good stuff?
I also love that I'm just picturing that this aunt spirit has like not shown herself in years. But the one time she does is to be like, are you fucking kidding me? The disrespect.
I've been saving my energy for this.
So that I could come through in this moment and tell you what the fuck.
Which also leads me to wonder, how are they must be consuming this. Are they consuming the beer or are they just annoyed that the offering was cheap?
I hope they're consuming it. Selfishly, because I want to be able to consume beer when I'm drunk.
That was what I was going to...
When I'm drunk, when I'm dead, I mean.
As a beer connoisseur myself,
Same.
I hope to God I can suck through the dirt and get some of that sweet, sweet beer.
Agreed.
In the afterlife, that's all I want for myself when I'm dead someday.
Okay, well, here's some positive, that maybe this will give you some hope, is one of our listeners, when she was a kid, used to give her grandma cheese. And she used to like go sit at the top of the stairs with like slices of cheese. And apparently the cheese would disappear. So.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, you know
you
what?
do that with a 6-pack for me. I'm just creeping through the
But the
Just
good
like
stuff,
a floating 6-pack.
then all of a sudden stuff starts falling off the walls. It's because you keep
like,
bumping into them.
I'm wasted.
That's the type of ghost I want to be. I want to be
I'm
a
falling
wasted
down
ghost.
the stairs because I'm a drunk ghost. Imagine someone's in the shower and they look out and I'm just like
in the mirror talking to yourself.
Peace sign, tongue out. I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking wrecked right now. I do a lot of tongue outs because I'll even be mad and then I'll look at myself and be like, what are we mad for? Bitch. I look at myself like I just found another drunk girl in the bathroom in the wild. And I'm like, well, fancy seeing you here, girl.
You like make best friends with another drunk girl. It's just you.
It's just me in the bathroom. Corey comes in and I'm like,
You're not going to believe what a compliment she just gave me. It's like, that is you.
You're in the mirror.
Exactly. That's called an affirmation. Leave me alone.
See, you're already set up for affirmation ghost giver.
That's what I'm saying.
You
I'm just doing
are.
it to myself. I'm prepping.
Yeah.
You know what's strange? And this is a pivot from
I'm going to be a drunk.
everything we talked about.
Wait a minute.
What?
That's what I want to do as a ghost. I want to be a drunk bathroom ghost. I'm going to be a drunk girl in the bathroom. At every club, they're like, that's Moaning Myrtle. But she just comes out and she's like,
Twerking Twyla. Oh, old twerking Twyla's in the bathroom.
Twerking Twyla.
That bathroom stall is her stall. Don't go in there. It's knocked off the hinges because her ass keeps hitting. She twerks every night with us.
She is off her fucking rocker. What's interesting is I didn't know we were going to bring up Emily during this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I also didn't know that I was going to find a story where somebody was talking about giving offerings to their loved ones. But Emily really liked candy and she really liked gum.
Mm-hmm.
She had cerebral palsy, and so her mouth would get really dry.
Yeah.
So she would chew gum to increase saliva in her mouth. And so they leave candy and gum at her
No
headstone.
way.
That's really
I love
sweet.
that.
I really like that as a practice.
I agree.
I've never thought like, oh, I need to be buried at a cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
But if I am, people need to bring me offerings.
I agree.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
all I want.
I'll stop scaring them as a ghost if they bring me offerings.
If you just bring me.
And if you
What?
bring me the cheap shit, you're getting the spookies.
You're getting your
spooked in
little
dreams.
toesies pulled at night.
I'll get you.
What would you like? Would it be beer? Is that what you want people to bring you?
Easy yes.
Full cans or crunched up, thrown at you like you're a trash can?
What kind of question is that?
I'm not Oscar, the fucking trash can monster.
That's what they call him. Oscar the Grouch is known as Oscar the Trash Can Monster.
I can't think of the rest of his name. No, I want you to pour some out for me, but the whole thing, and then I want you to sit there and also get drunk so that when you're at your drunkest, I can pop up. I've been here the whole time.
I'm a fan of that.
Do you want to suck it through the ground, or do you want them to leave one open?
If they gave me a straw, that would be nice.
Right.
Okay.
I wonder though, like if you're a ghost and they pour it over your grave, are you like consuming just the beer, or are you consuming like dirty rock as well?
Well, I mean,
when am I not consuming dirty rock?
True. Those traces of dirty rock have gone high. It's a concern.
I don't know. Good question. Maybe they'll just leave me a can, but I want them to leave the whole pack. Open them all up.
Yeah, make it easier for you.
Yeah. Because my thumbs don't work. Also, I don't open cans with my thumbs, so I don't know why I said that.
Jerry, what would you want left at your grave?
Money. No. Throw quarters at me like I'm a fountain. That's what I want. No, I would really like pretty rocks. You can leave me pretty rocks.
Okay.
Why? I don't know. I like to look.
Do you have like a rock collection now?
Like right outside my window is like a hill. It's almost like a 90-degree and I scale that hill sometimes to just look at the rocks, and then I'll put them in my pockets and bring them down.
Okay, I have a pitch for you. I think we bring back being buried in our own backyards, and you get buried by the rocks.
Yes, except for
just cover me in the stones. Don't even put me underground so that I can.
You're
get
literally
up easier
one
to
with
look at all your rocks.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can bury anything in my backyard. There is an easement back there because there's a sewage pipe.
We'll put you in the sewage pipe.
Just float me down. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I mean, you'll become one with the sewage in some way.
Just pour some beer on me first, and I'm taking a fucking ride.
I'm already a piece of shit. Put me in there. What do you want them to leave you?
Can I have two things? Can I have beer and pizza? Because I feel like they go together.
That's a great idea.
That's really good.
And you know what? I'm going to come. I'm going to come.
I'm going to come.
You're coming to my grave, so I mean, I'm dying before you.
Nope, just I feel very horny after hearing what you want. That's what I meant. I'm not visiting you. I'm just getting very excited thinking about beer and pizza.
So your nipples are hard again. You're welcome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you both so much for coming to share ghost stories with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this was so fun.
Thank you. And it was, it's always fun to spend time with you too. We'll have to do it again when Corinne is here.
Yes.
So then there'll be 4 nipples that are hard instead of just 2.
There'll be 4 hard nipples and 4 soft nipples. Yes.
It'll be more balanced.
Real equal balance.
Yeah. Right now you were outnumbered by soft nipples.
Yeah. You don't know how many nipples I have.
So if a ghost is looking for hard nipples, they know where to go. Well, love you guys.
Love you too. Love you. Thank you.
I wish I could like hug you physically. I miss you.
Get over here.
Come on, go on over here.
You know what? Like, it's one of those things where we were talking about the energy at your old house, Jerry, and it's like, it's a bummer that happens so much with like negative energy being left behind. Mm-hmm. But I want to come to your house and leave such positive energy, like, and hugs with both of you, that like Brady wakes up and sees a girl hugging you in the middle of the night.
That's what I want to.
And then all of our nipples are hard again. Everyone's hard.
And then we're given 10 spicy peppers.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I want everyone to leave in comments wherever you hear this. Leave what you want people to leave at your grave. And also how hard your nipples are.
Yeah.
And also, does anyone have one hard nipple and one soft nipple? Are we a halvesies crew here?
When I used to have them pierced, that's how mine would go sometimes, I'll be honest. One would be a little tighter than the other, piercing-wise. And it would get me a little, where I needed to go.
Is it bad that, like, I don't know when my nipples are hard unless, like, I look at them?
I just know because, how did I know?
Spidey sense?
Someone scare me again.
Tingly? Maybe you feel a tingle?
Yeah, it is a tingle.
Okay.
It feels like when your arm falls asleep, but it's your nipples.
That sounds painful.
Or does it?
All right. Well, let us know what your nipple status is. We will see you on the other side.